It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Princeton's softball player Logan Sutton, who committed to East Carolina for softball. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about, of course, how you knew that you wanted to play softball in high school and move on to the college level?
Well, for me, softball started when I was 6 years old, and I started playing from then on. And it's just a sport that I fell in love with, and one that I continue to play and fall more in love with as I went on, and playing travel softball on the weekends and practices and everything. It's just what I fell in love with. And I started playing when I was young, and I knew I wanted to play in high school and help my school out, as well as I wanted to get an academic scholarship to help my parents play for college, as well as play in the collegiate level.
Can you talk about, of course, playing travel ball and what that was like?
Playing travel ball was really a fun experience. I met a lot of new people, and a lot of my close friends that I'm close with today, I met through travel ball. And it's like you get a team and you create a special bond with the players and the coaches that you play with every weekend and that you practice with and everything. And it's just like a special bond that you won't forget. And it's so fun to play on the weekends and go out and just have fun, you know.
Can you talk about, of course, what you've accomplished so far at Princeton?
So far, I really haven't accomplished much in the softball side because I was hurt my freshman and sophomore year. But I feel like I was the best player I could possibly be on the bench, pushing my players and the players on my team to be the best that they could be on the field. And I was pushing them on the bench just as much as I would be able to push them on the field.
Can you talk about, of course, you said that you were hurt for your freshman and sophomore season. How did that, of course, impact your recruitment process, and how did that motivate you to play hard to get recruited?
Luckily for me, I was able to go ahead and commit summer going into my freshman year. So when they made the rule that you couldn't commit until your junior year, I was already grandfathered in to say, so I was able to keep my commitment. So being on injuries, I was able to still keep my commitment, but it pushed me to be a better player, the player that I am today, because I was able to sit back and realize that not everybody is able or gets the chance to be able to play a sport. You have people who are disabled and unable to play, and you just sit back and kind of realize like the real life side of sports and what it's like for people who can play and what it's like for people who don't get as much playing time as others. You kind of sit back and realize like, okay, like this could really be me one day. So what am I going to do to better myself while I'm in this position? And what am I going to do to better the players on my team while I'm in this position? So it kind of shows you both sides, to whereas when you're on the bench, how you're going to push your players to be better than they already are now, not being able to be on the field, and how you're going to overcome it. If you're going to still practice and do what you're able to do while you're hurt, or if you're just going to kind of sit back and let life take over you and then come back and be even lower than you already were.
That's amazing. Of course, you said that you kind of committed on your freshman year. Can you talk about, were there schools that were looking at you all through, of course, your senior year?
When I started playing travel softball, of course, like they don't look at you when you're very young, but starting about 12U is when they start looking at you and how you grow throughout 14U and 16U, and then 18U, normally most of your players are committed and you just get to that collegiate level. Well, I did have a few schools looking at me, and very different ones, but the reason why I decided on ECU was because I wanted to stay close to home. And being off playing travel ball all these weekends, you play far off. So not very many of your family members get to come see you play due to the hotel costs and the far travels and stuff like that. So I wanted to stay close to home so my family was able to come watch me, as well as some friends who have supported me along the way.
That's so amazing. What schools were looking at you?
That's just information I kind of wanted to keep private because there's just a lot of different things that go along with it. And I was very fortunate for the visits as well as offers that I got from other schools. But just personally, that's just something I like to keep private because I knew which one I knew I wanted to stay close to home, so well as it's not really fair for me to out those schools because I knew I didn't want to go there. But I'm very fortunate for the opportunities that I got to visit campuses as well as the offers that I received from different schools.
Can you talk about, of course, going on the official visit to East Carolina and what that was like?
Well, technically, we haven't really gone on our official yet due to the coronavirus and the outspread and stuff like that. So, but I have been able to talk to coaches and my application was accepted. So I'm officially going for sure through the school. So my application was accepted. I'm currently working on some more paperwork right now, like the housing side of it and stuff like that. We just were able to decide our roommates. So I have officially decided my roommate and who I'll be rooming with for my freshman year. But as far as the official goes, we haven't quite been able to get there yet due to no visitors being allowed on campus. So as soon as they allow that, we should be able to go on our official. And coaches said that they would let us know whenever they knew. And as soon as it was possible, we would do it.
What do you plan on accomplishing, of course, at East Carolina in this upcoming year?
Starting in the fall, I just plan to accomplish to make my family proud as well as the coaches and everybody else like that. Making a record, I mean, that would obviously be amazing and a goal of mine to set as many records as I possibly can. If I don't set a record, as long as I keep playing the 4 years and am able to keep my grades up and stay on the team and support my teammates, then that's a lifelong goal for me. That would be a goal accomplished right there. But being able to set a record or going on to win a championship with my team, that would be amazing, an amazing goal to accomplish.
Can you talk about, of course, what you plan to happen, of course, when you get to East Carolina and put on that purple and gold uniform?
I just want to be the best teammate I can possibly be and push my teammates to be the best teammate as well as friend or sister that they can possibly be, whether I am actually on the field or on the bench. Obviously, everybody is there for the same reason, to play the sport that they love. So not everybody is going to get a chance to play at every single moment. So therefore, as long as I push myself to be the best player as well as teammate on the bench or on the field that I can possibly be, that would be the best thing that I can accomplish with my teammates, as well as if we could come together and win a championship, that would be amazing as well.
What advice would you have upcoming high school athletes looking to get recruited to the next level?
It's a process for sure, but just let it happen. Don't rush it. Don't rush it at all, because once you do commit, there's a big target on your back, meaning everybody's looking at you like, oh, she's committed here, she's committed here, she's committed here. And it's just like, it's even more fun, but therefore have the fun while it lasts. Like, have the fun of just going out and playing and not worry about the recruiting process and whatever, because coaches will come to you. They'll see you, they will come to you. So don't rush it. Don't go over the top with it. Just play your normal game. Send your emails to coaches about your schedules and who you want to come see you play. And that's the best advice I can possibly give.
That's great advice. What advice would you give upcoming college coaches? I mean, what advice would you give upcoming college players looking to play?
Well, for me, I haven't gotten there yet, but for me going into my freshman year as well as other commits going into their freshman year, I would just say don't be nervous. Everybody was a freshman at one time. So it's now your turn. It's now your turn to be the little dog on the team. So just go in there, be the same player you've always been. Don't overdo things, but set your goals for yourself and be the best freshman there is. And then once you go past freshman year, try to be the best player that there is. Be there for your seniors. Let the seniors be there for you when you need help. Just don't overdo it, but do more than you possibly think you can to impress your coaches and be the best player you can possibly be.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
My Instagram is Logan Sutton. I also have a Twitter that's more mainly for like softball use. I would say a lot of people have started using the recruitment process through Twitter, where they'll post their workout videos and their hitting videos and their videos from tournaments and stuff like that. But that is Logan Mallory. And that's all the social media I do have is Instagram and Twitter. So you can reach out to me on both of those if you have any questions, as well as just if you want to have a conversation or anything, just send me a direct message and I will respond when I can.
Thank you again, Logan, for your interview, and best of luck in this upcoming year at Princeton and going to East Carolina.
Thank you, and thank you for this interview, and I'm grateful for the time that you had to sit down and speak with me.
You're welcome. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Logan, for your interview, and best of luck.
Of course. Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.